another edition of TruTok Morning Show. We come to you on TruTok Radio 98.5, and you also get to in our Facebook, TruTok FM. This morning, we they talk about the census where government will announce. The president will announce September 9 this year, until we say the census go up on December 2025. And today we get forget somebody from Statistics Sierra Leone. We get for can explain to we but the census how they only plan for all these particular census. Don't forget say this program they look at issues that we get for do with the education sector, we get for look at the agriculture sector and other sectors them for boost the country economy. Maybe they bring the program this morning, Mina Ishmael Saidu Kanu. Now go maybe na for territory we get for can discuss as a the census will happen next year. But to want to go quickly for the news where we come, we engage with guests for this morning now the program TruTok Morning Show.
Dr. Kande Kolegim Keller, when are the chairman for the Energy Governance Coordination Group, EGCG, the whole meeting with the Project Implementation Unit, PIU, now the Electricity Distribution and Supply Authority, EDSA, now the
98.5 FM.
This meeting aimed for convey President Julius Maada Bio in directive for maximize potential and improve service delivery right across the energy sector now the country. During the meeting, Dr. Koleyum Keller said the composition and objective of this established EGCG now where it act on behalf of the President for lead the group and oversee critical reform aligned with President Bio's vision for the energy sector. The talk say it act on behalf of the President where it focus for deliver key results them, address different challenges them, and also meet targets and safeguard the sector in reputation. Dr. Koleyim Keller pledged for ensure say accuracy of information go reach the President. It carry on for notes the current crisis inside the energy sector, but also express confidence say professionalism, teamwork and dedication significant improvement go make inside the energy sector. Alexander Nikolic, when are the project coordinator na EDSA, provide updates on key projects wey include the energy sector utility reform project ESOP and the regional emergency solar power intervention project RESPIT. E carry on for outside the different progress wey they don make so far and the challenge wey they face, and also express gratitude to different donor partners them, particularly World Bank, wey they support them continuously. As the government continue for reform inside the energy sector, the efforts link closely with the Feed Salon agenda, where they underscore the critical role where energy they play in national development. For TruTok, my name na Cretin Thomas, the report.
And you get to also on Facebook TruTok FM. Mina Ishmael Saibukano, and this morning as a tell now we deal with the 2025 census where President Bio be announced September 9. Well, let we go back and listen or watch what the president mean say about this particular census where they happen next year.
Fellow Sierra Leoneans, on 8th August 2024, Statutory Instrument Number 8 of 2024 regarding the conduct of nationwide population and housing census was successfully laid in Parliament. On 29 August 2024, this statutory instrument became effective following 21 days from its laying. Therefore, in line with the decennial census calendar, I am pleased to announce that my government will conduct a nationwide population and housing census in 2025. Fellow citizens, you may recall that on the 27th of February 2021, during my address to the nation regarding the launch of the 2021 population and housing census, I mentioned that one of the key reasons for conducting the 2021 population and housing census was to prepare for the decennial census. The data from this decennial census 2025 will guide the implementation of various development programs. On 8th August 2024, primarily statutory instrument number 8 of 2024 National Development Plan regarding the conduct of nationwide population and housing census was successfully laid in Parliament. This census will provide reliable baseline data to assess this statutory instrument became effective on both these following 21 days with a contemporary from its line of 2030. Therefore, through statistical insights derived from this census, I am pleased to announce that my government will conduct a nationwide population and housing census in 2025. Development agenda. Fellow citizens, has a long history of conducting censuses, dating back to the earliest census in 1802 and followed by modern-day censuses, population and housing census, 1974, 1985 for conducting the 2004 population and housing, and 2050 was to prepare for the decennial census. With the upcoming decennial census scheduled for 2025, the data from this decennial census in 2025 will continue this will guide the legacy of building on the success of the 2021 midterm population and housing census. We will leverage computer-assisted personal interviews for the 2025 population and housing census. This census will provide reliable baseline data and logistical to assess resources to support the 2025 population. These guiding instruments with a contemporary line of 2030, such as the United Nations through statistical insights derived from the United Nations Census Economic Commission for Africa. We track the United States Census Bureau and identify challenges and others. National Development Agenda. The success of this important national endeavor. Of course, fellow citizens, dating back to the earliest census in 1802 and followed by modern-day censuses for the 2025 in 1963, housing census, 1974, in accordance 1985, its functions, 2004, Statistics Radio shall have and 2050 supervision and management in the conduct with the upcoming decennial census scheduled for 2025 census. We will continue at this juncture legacy by the order made by the statutory instrument number 8 of 2024. I now direct housing census that a population and housing census of war inhabitants be conducted for the 2025 population and housing census. December 2025. My government will commit considerable finance. I declare the night of 1st December to support this 2025 population and housing census. And the second, we collaborate with our esteemed partners as the date such as the United Nations Population Fund, nationwide 2025 the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, census for the United States Census Bureau, through you, thank you, and others, and may God bless to ensure the success of this important national endeavor. Fellow citizens, I've been advised by the Minister of Planning and Economic Development on the state of preparedness for the 2025 population and housing census. In accordance with its functions, Statistics Radio shall have the general supervision and management in the conduct of the 2025 population and housing census. At this juncture, by the order made by the Statutory Instrument number 8 of 2024,
every 10 years, Salon they conduct the decennial population census, where the primary objective na forget list and know the amount of the population of the country. We go help the country for know essential information on the spatial distribution, age and sex structure, and other key social and economic characteristics. Where President Julius Maada addressed the nation Monday, September 9, 2024,
a nationwide 2025
the
population
data from this decennial
and housing
census
census
inside
for Sierra
2025 go guide the implementation of the development program them.
And may God bless
2024
the
to
Republic
2030
of
medium
Sierra
national development plan. Same also, we will help for adjust the global sustainable development goal them. These sensors go give reliable baseline data for access the impact of important development interventions then, guiding instruments with one contemporary deadline for 2030.
In line with the decennial census calendar, I am pleased to announce that my government will conduct a nationwide population and housing census in 2025. Fellow citizens, you may recall that on the 27th November 2021, during my address to the nation regarding the launch of the 2021 midterm population and housing census, I mentioned that one of the key reasons for conducting the 2021 midterm population and housing census was to prepare for the decennial census. The data from this decennial census in 2025 will guide the implementation of various development programs, primarily the 2024-2030 Medium-Term National Development Plan, and our efforts to achieve
every 10
the global
years,
sustainable development
Salon
goals.
they conduct the decennial
This census
population
will provide
census,
reliable baseline data
where
to
the
assess the impact of critical development interventions on both these guiding instruments with a contemporary deadline of 2030. Through statistical insights derived from this census, we will track our progress and identify challenges crucial to our national development agenda. Sierra Leone has a long history of conducting censuses, dating back to the earliest census in 1802 and followed by modern-day censuses in 1963, 1974, 1985, 2004, and 2015. With the upcoming decennial census scheduled for 2025, we will continue this legacy. Building on the success of the 2021 midterm population and housing census, we will leverage computer-assisted personal intelligence.
every 10 years, Salon they conduct the decennial population census, where the primary objective na forget list and know the amount of the population of the country. We go help the country
to support this 2025 population and housing census. We will collaborate with our esteemed partners, such as the United Nations Population Fund, the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, the United States Census Bureau through USAID, and others, to ensure the success of this important national endeavor.
For sake of this, we talk to some of the cities in them, and at this they begin for sale.
The benefits, because the government know why we pay. government will buy make it one. And we see government will put hand pass on the government. Well, I advise me fellow Sierra Leoneans, either young or at this aged back me, whatever as you call and for make me
Every 10 years,
allow the
Salon
government
de conduct
everything right. Understand? Leave everything. Understand? Census will call like me, what I was saying, you don't say, for what against census? Census, not improvement at the country. But I will not say that Salon was stay at the, we are not no improvement yet. Any year, census, and everything that day. So now I tell you, I don't know, I don't know what improvement they come for me. So when I wish I do with it, that's how it is. Where do you go? What's your offer against you? I will also the census, that's what you go. That improvement will begin to come. Or the census, any year will be able to, any day will be able to census here. Not no improvement yet.
Make the census changes away from the government. But when they make census, we need to see the census.
since independence 1963 wey Salon conduct the first census. Dis census next year 2025 go be the number 6 census. The total population 2015 na be 7,092,113 wey na 42.5% increase since 2004. Census na where dem dey count the population of a country wey dey determine how many people dey live na different areas na the country. Same way so for make we know whether the population dey grow, stable or dey reduce. Reported by Elfrida Sam, voiced by
Welcome back to TruTok Morning Show. We come to you on TruTok Radio 98.5, and you get to be live on Facebook as well. TruTok FM. Me they bring the program this morning. Now Ishmael Saidu Kanu. As soon as from the president, he be make the pronouncements or the proclamation say the next census they happen December next year. And inside the studio now we get Sam Ansumana. We na the Director of Communications now Stats SL or Statistics Sierra Leone, if you can call on that way there. It between the studios for can talk about this particular census with our happen next December. Good morning, Sam, and welcome to TruTok Morning Show.
Thank you very much. My pleasure for the night. The first time.
Yes, so the president will make the announcement September 9. See will you get census next year December. First of all, waiting inform this announcement.
When we talk about what he informed the announcement on the decennial census calendar,
Okay.
I informed the announcement. Salon can conduct census all these years. Between the two censuses, all right. But we get a decennial census calendar. So that decennial census calendar day with the last census of the 2015, and at the primary reason we inform this 2025 census with the president to announce.
Okay, so first of all, people are going to know what's the importance of conducting a census.
Okay, very well. So where then they distribute resources in every country, na census data that they use.
Okay.
Where they want for know how many people in the country head counts, na census data that they use. Where they want for track progress in the country, particularly like with the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, international progress, as well as that of the local benchmarks we get, na census data that they use. we partners, the international development partners, and come the one for do interventions for ensure say, better the lives of people. Then get forget a baseline, all right? The one for look at the health sector, right? We want to know how the health sector look like right now. You not just the come and can do an intervention. You want to know the baseline, waiting at the current status quo, all right? So now census data they use. So census data important for every country because line and they use for development purposes for actually able for distribute resources for not say okay hospital no dey and no be hospital dey yana na water they need na borehole they need yana na tar road no dey we need for make tar road dey all then decision making and they for be guided by data all right and na census data they provide our day.
Okay, so let me go back to the 2015 and 2021 or so.
Midterm census.
Yes, midterm census. How them be look like before we can talk about this one?
All right, okay. So for the first time that is of say, in fact, we have been only third country for do a full-blown digital census.
Which one is it about?
The midterm census,
Okay.
full-blown digital census. So that we only the third country in Africa for do one. All right. Now, during that process, we count. Though the process be fraught with problems because we all know how the opposition party will telling the supporters and say we cannot participate, we cannot contain, but we still able for count over 85-90% of the population. Alright? Now we come out with the result that is 7.5 million. We come out at the current population and they're saying partners and they will be really support the process. Alright. We employ over 20,000 people. We've been learn tablets there from Kenya. We learn tablets we get for CAM, and we'll be using for the first time for conduct a full-blown digital census at that kind of scale. All right. So we'll be making clear. So one is we conduct that census in 2021, and before years they can get a dress years out for the 2025 census. And exactly that day we don't do in a very firm situation, a very strong position for ensure say we leverage on which we don't do 2021 for get a better 2025 census.
Okay, so which one land? Right now, you mentioned several challenges. And one of them are the opposition, maybe stop them people enough for participate. So which one learn from some of the challenges they want to face during the 2015 and 2021 midterm census? All
right. So one thing we will learn that you for try as much as you can, forget people. All right, carry people along every step of the way. Not means say will not be doing, and not means say will not be doing, but then feel like say particularly the people in the opposition and some other political parties and we're not in governance, they feel like say will not carry them along. Okay, so we don't from the start now, from the onset, for we'll go the statutory instrument at Parliament to Ministry of Ministry and the Ministry of Planning. The 21 days done. You not get no objections, so they not be get needs even for debates, the statutory instruments for proclaim the census. President don't proclaim the census. We go ahead for do or constitute the statutory committees. By law, you get 3 major committees where every census forgets. You get the advisory committee, which are the highest decision-making body of the census. All right. Now, within ND for one of our advice census secretariat and the statistician general. That committee they made up of political parties, they made up of development partners, ministries, departments, and agencies. They all did it. All right. Okay. Then you get the technical committee. The technical committee are they responsible for ensure say then do the instruments. When they say instrument, they basically mean like for develop the questionnaire, waiting and get for ask people then look at the coverage, how many modules you want for cover, you understand, for the census, which kind of question that you want for ask, whether not socioeconomic, whether not health, whether not demographic, whether not education, whether not livelihoods normally, or not just maternal mortality, different modules. So you want for ask, and then go determine the scope and coverage of the census. All right. So then that committee did there as well, involved the technical experts, then the CTO will get for ICUTS, the chief technical advisor will get for ICUTS, other government functionaries, partners, and did it as well. Then you also get the publicity committee. when I your
Also, you did.
of course, when I your role for ensure say we spread the message so people then be carried along where you can to the census. Okay, so then committees then they all day we dey try for establish them, all right, from the get go, for establish them so that people then everybody will for the Nigerian committee then they including political parties, civil society, media, they all go there at the committees. They at the end of the day we start for do the work. Now importantly, part of the processes we also get for set up what we call a census secretariat, and that is set up by law by the Census Act of 2002. Now the census normally every census in every country now a project. That project need to span a period of time. Most times 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years as the case may be. Alright? What will be they do paper census study when I been paper based census, when I paper assisted personal interview, what they call PAPI, when I paper people in the use like for writes the question or write the responses and everything. Yeah. Will be they take almost 2 years, 2.5 years for those census. Now because they're digital, alright, we don't eliminate that aspect of them for do it data entry because this thing they happened before for cartographic mapping. I go for explain what I mean.
Yes.
For even the main census enumeration, the counting, all right. We been go to the field, we collect data, we pack them, pile them up na papers. We can pack them. We get people in that way they can do that data entry. They go spend until 6 months just for enter what's it on paper into computer. Now what's in digital means they do, what's in digital census they do. They don't eliminate that process there. So from the field, as people in the country numbers and they enter the data na the tablets, right? Whether they get internet at that point in time, they can able for save that data na the tablet. If they get internet now, they can sync am straight. So instead of we get data entry now, that data they go straight na the server. We get cloud-based servers as well as physical servers. We seated at the office. Alright? Okay. So we get offline as I say in online mode. So if for example you go on a site with network not there at that point in time, you can save the data. Where you can also network there, you upload them. So that process of ensuring say people can get for can enter data for another 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, alright, data entry clerks again for the one. We don't eliminate them. So that they don't actually shorten the census process.
Before you continue, now when I get about 14 months to the next census, when are December, the 2nd to the 15th, right?
Yeah.
Now, take me through what thing for happen because you already don't mention 3 committees who get for set up. We're in a part of the process. But within these 14 months, take me through what thing for happen until the day where they get the census night onto the census we get for happen for 2 weeks.
All right. So I've been not actually begin to tell you about the processes.
Yes.
With the setup, the statutory committees, all right, advisory, publicity, and technical committees that they can be set up. With the bring in a chief technical advisor. It can be a local person, it can be a foreigner. Depends. The chief technical advisor and they advise the government and also the SG on the conduct of the census. All right. They set up the organizational machinery for the census. When at the secretariat.
Nafiton?
Yes, the secretariat. Nafiton. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the secretariat they run independent of statistics alone. The census go there. All right. Okay. Then we also during this period we get for do what they call locality verification. Now, over time, what can happen is localities then can become extinct or they can become deserted. So if you go to some communities and they say, oh, now I had this storm in there, but they don't move, all the people they don't move, they don't go other side. All right. So the localities then they can be extinct or they can be deserted. All right. So what we want for basically doing that, one for ensure say we go verify each and every locality for no say based on the last census and the cartographic mapping will be do. Then localities then still either then they exist or they don't become deserted and they don't become overwhelmed by other localities because some localities are so small that other localities will big they eat them up. All right, and they swallow them up. So we go for verify all the localities within this country. Now the localities then now we get for go and go do what we call cartographic mapping. Cartographic mapping now like where you count, you try for divide each of the localities, all right, into small bits of enumeration areas when they get for count, get for count. So now, for example, this is how they along Spur Road. you can now check 80 to 120 households. Between 80 to 120 households, you carve them as one enumeration area. Enumeration area and a small area where you divide, you carve them out, you give one person for go there and go count. Okay? The threshold are between 80 to 120 households.
How are they determine households?
Okay. So households basically are people that really eat na one pot. Okay, now in a household. So inside one house, one house, you can get several households inside one house. Okay. Alright? Okay. So we identified in 80 to 120 households, say people in the way they can count. Alright? So then they get for B the locality and the cartographic mapping. Okay. Then they are the most tedious process of the census. Because all the map where we get for generate, when are the people get for go count, and from that cartographic mapping they will for actually get up. We don't do the cartographic map, we don't get all the enumeration areas. Then now we're able to know say, okay, now 20,000 enumeration areas, for example, then as alone. The last census actually we get 23,000. I just to give an example. 20,000 locally enumeration areas. Now you get for employ 20,000 people for going at the enumeration areas and the count. Alright? Okay. So that process there as well. We also get another thing where we call, before we go into the field, we get a process we call the pilot census. So the pilot census is a process where you test the instrument, where you get the questionnaire, alright? You take like about 1% of the total number of enumeration areas you get for do. Okay? You take like 1%. You go administer the questionnaire, the real, right? Then you see the timing, you try for check how long it will take you. You understand? For somebody answer one questionnaire, you will administer one. How long it will take you? The speed at which it will take you. The people understanding level. All right. You they check all them things and you test them for ensure say okay, this is like a test for which you going to do for the main census. Where you work now, the learnings you get from that now, you can able implement her into the census itself.
When are you for do that?
Alright, then they go be at the tail end, somewhere around maybe November 2024, 2025 rather. Alright, November. You know, the pilot census not for be too long before the census, because at that time like you did like countdown now. Alright? The cartographic mapping as well will be somewhere like 6 months before the main census, because the thing that you also don't want a situation where you go down identify all the households and all the structures and where you go to cartographic map, you go identify all the households and structures and where then the time where you go there now, you realize say sometimes you can say structure not they don't build it. People in the bill. So cartographic mapping as well, they go check the host and where the communities then as well as the host and where then communities in. So for example, if you go to then sites and then site the way construction they go on there. In 2-3 months, sometimes how we can not see building, you can't 3 months later you go see the non-possible building there. You understand? So you get for big provision for condemn people in
but the pilot phase, if you not do 1 month to the census, you know if soon will become overwhelmed.
No, well the pilot are just 1%. Alright, would they employ people. Not just 1% of the total number of enumerations areas. Now we actually they look at where it comes to the pilot census. Then finally we get the main census enumeration, when at the main county. Now, important for me to say this. Then the country who say sleep on the census night. Now they the country. Alright? For prevent double counting. I mean could get census night. December 1 at the census night, 2025. Okay. The reason why that did happen at that. For example, you Ishmael, you sleep na radio na TruTok radio na alright? Then we get what we call institutional questionnaires. We actually get for candidates na the radio station. Alright? Institutions and ask who that they sleep here. Okay? Now, so then Kaya they ask say who that they sleep na on the census night. Then capture you. Say, oh, Ishmael, Ishmael been sleep on I pass the night. Then capture them. Then go na your host. So then 3 days later, the enumerators then go na you, then reach na your host. Then they say they not ask whether they sleep here. Then just so one of the people are in this host. Because you did na your host, they go continue back. So the reason why they ask why before they ask for say Usa you sleep and then they continue for prevent double counting. Because if them in Gola you host, they not ask Usa Ishmael sleep. Then just so one of the people already na this host, then get for give you name. Say na this another host and then go continue. Where they already continue back, like your office. You understand? So that day you go appear double and it go actually inflate the numbers instead of actually get the accurate numbers. So we dey say outside and count you, outside you sleep like that they count you for prevent double counting, so they no go count you to 10. So for example, when they go na your host now, they're not going for ask say the people living at this host, they will get the names of people, or they will know the number. Then they ask say who that then sleep na this host. Who that then they I like una dey na the host, na dey una dey. When I not sleep there, they count to na. If now una 10 dey na this host, na 5 people they sleep there. Now that 5 then get for count. The other 5 outside and sleep. Now then they count say.
Yeah, but now 2 weeks here for take. So if somebody decide you have to count somebody, let's say the 10th of December 2025. Waiting wrong for una count the person in house. Pass outside sleep the census night.
Alright, okay. So good question. The reason why it wrong for no count the person na in house rather than outside sleep. Now because if we can na in house, we say other than day na this house. Alright, and then give we say this person na this house a day. A person will say that person cannot permanently move. Na your idea, but you don't move, you don't go bow. You encounter na this house, but you don't move permanently. Not that day because na your house standing that day. But you don't go bow, you don't take like 3 months. Say. The enumerator they reach na bow back then contact day because at that time he didn't bow na day the side. So they don't contact person there how many times? Twice. Yes. So the easier make we say now also you sleep on the census side that they count you. If you know say now you also you them count you sleep there. If you know say that to girlfriend you them count you go sleep there. Okay. If you know say that to your wife you them count you go sleep there.
So Sam, now let me talk about budgets. Let we talk about the money we una get for need for the entire process. Everything una need in terms of finance.
Well, government don't say they go support the census with considerable financial resources. All right, government want to take the lead.
Okay.
For fund the census. Right now we talk about over $30 million for conduct the census. For do everything, for get the tablets then because the last 10 alone we loan tablets then from Kenya. All 20,000 tablets they will loan them and one for
so now I'm buy tablet then this time.
You get for buy all the tablet then over 25,000 tablets you get for buy. You know, get for procure them. You know, we get for do publicity, we get for buy satellite imagery for get the like a picture of this country. You know, the last time NASA will be used. They may take a picture, satellite picture of this country from all inside the households and they we go for the locality verification, we go for the pilot census, we go for the cartographic mapping, we go for do lots of other things and they will involve lots of finances. All right. So the budget is somewhere around 30 million, above 30, it's like above $30 million. All right. But we still get lots of negotiations what we do with Ministry of Finance. That budget they can be over, it can be under, you know, it just depends on a few other things that we try to look at. But for now I need to look at.
Okay, so the last midterm census almost will be spent.
The midterm census will be spent because we will not be buy tablet thing. We spend something like $19 to $20 million. We're gonna be buy tablets.
Okay. What about the 2015?
Now we have about $10 million.
Okay, so
because inflation, you know,
yes.
The thing that if you buy something now, right now, that same thing that we buy, by the time you say 2 years down the line, the rates don't go up.
Yes.
Then the money don't devalue. So you need more money for buy the same thing what you been buy today. You need more money for buy.
Okay.
The same shoes also you been buy, that same kind of shoes that you want to buy back. If you buy 10,000, so then you need now another 40,000 for add go 50,000 for buyer.
Okay.
So
alright. So now we'll talk about staff recruitment. We're very key because una need trusted people as well for giving correct information. Because as you mentioned, I get for example for informed development. So tell me about how transparent and the process una get for go through for recruit staff then.
Okay, so when it comes to recruiting staff for the census, it falls squarely in the hands of the board, the council, all right, by law, and they do recruitment. But based on which will be experienced in 2021 as well as 2015, and because it's a digital census, we actually tilt towards having an online kind of application. All right, now they would think about right now as an institution. We still try to put the mechanisms in place. Stem the fire force, we try to put the mechanisms in place for Andy. But one forgets a very transparent process whereby people will qualify at the end of the day will get the job for work like the census.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we talk about, as I mentioned, people in always go to say, they can get the people who they already want for work. So it's in whose assurance you want for this open process when I forget.
We don't ever get the people away who already want for work. You don't see me for employ 20,000 plus people. Forget the people in this country. It's not easy. 20,000 plus people. Forget it. That kind of manpower they all throughout the country. Forget them. That's an easy task. You understand? So we know they ever don't get all the people they want.
Okay.
All right. We got to make the process as competitive as possible. Open them up to people then. Ensure say people they apply, they under qualify. We get considerations normally. The last census we do a blend of, if for example you dey speak Mende, all right, we're not gonna send you go in the line.
Yes.
We say you're not able to speak the language. Language now one factor you know they consider. So for example, we normally can consider firstly for target the people and we resident that is district then. Alright. So for example we'll get as many qualified people as possible where they can be aware where they live. Because one, they know the terrain, two, they know the language. Alright. We'll try to get as much qualified people within a Kenema as possible because they know the language, they know the terrain as well. Okay. Now if situations that they will not able to get there, now then district then we can now get people there. We'll go there, but we're familiar with the language and the terrain. Alright, move them from where elsewhere I go there. You understand? So we get in layers and they first of all what they look at before we actually move on with the equipment. Yeah.
Okay, now as still they under recruitment, you mentioned as well as the secretariat, and you also mentioned soon again for employ somebody for whether foreigner
Chief
or
technical
yes,
advisor.
chief technical advisor. So with the chief technical advisor, we think for be the role of una your own boss na statistics alone.
The boss na statistics when the statistician general. Now the chief census officer.
Okay.
The chief technical advisor na just advise he dey provide on the census and the processes
So they only clash.
and at all.
Okay.
And he always available for ensure say you get what's in call where you do census international benchmarking, international comparability.
Okay.
So you get boxes and where you get for tick. We will confirm say you census don't meet international standard. For you tick them boxes and you go forget somebody when an expert so they match them against within other countries and they do within a best practices in other country.
Okay.
Now that is the chief technical advisor there for advice, not to for actually dictate what's in the happen. The advice they provide and guide the process. Alright? Oh, this is so and so for one, this is so and so for one.
Okay, I can see the statistician general and he always go come to see president the first family. I can ask why not for one?
Well, the statistician general, even with the last how they call them, the last midterm. Now in and staffing.
Okay.
The first family na symbolic counting.
Okay.
Alright? Where you go for go count the president and family. Na symbolic counting.
Okay.
Alright? So you do go there where you don't start with and that message get the spread. Now you the first person where they for really count. The people they know say we don't start this process because they are the first gentleman of the country. So because of that, who else other than the statistician general and team for go contact? Now so really for be. You understand? So really na the killing.
So now let's talk about the political parties then. The midterm census we see, as you mentioned earlier, APCB gets issued and say, well, they're not towards the process, and at the end of the day, then be telling supporters them not for participate. But this time around, I see them they fully with you now. Waiting now the thing they wanna don't do for make sure say then trust the process this time around.
Okay, so I think one thing we don't do now the statutory instrument that parliament. Alright. So we ensure say go through as per law, take 21 days they don't object to them, then they say okay, then go support them. Okay? So for we now the only thing that they would do for ensure to follow the law.
Okay.
Whatever other considerations political parties, alright? Whatever consideration then get, after everything don't happen, we not can really go into that detail. We can try as much as possible for actually eliminate yourself from the politics of the census as much as possible. In as much as census get political aspects to it, we are aware about that. They get so much political aspect to it, but we try as much as we can for eliminate yourself from the politics.
So like if you pressured with politicians then can maybe cry down the process or try for criticize or not?
We just do work. Most times we just do work. Say what you may, suspicions are always there when it comes to census, because census like a political tool, as I tell you. Political tool in so many aspects. So for example, even the laying of this statutory instrument at parliament, that political aspect of it. Because the ministry go lay the tool, the statutory instrument at parliament, during that process when I get for lobby parliamentarians on both sides for ensure say, debates not they not get issues with time and all. Not politics and with census results can come out. Sometimes they can do what they call boundary delimitation with them. They can do a constitution of constituencies with them. Then they are politics as well. Alright? So, but we only feel pressured, okay? As far as we know, we just do a job. We income like we get food. Bring the food, you can put it on the table. How somebody want eat and I want for eat and a left to them, left to the person.
Alright. Yeah. So IGR will do a report 2015 after the 2015 census, and one of the recommendations then for see how una go make sure say citizens then get confidence in the process. So what you don't do for make sure say every Syrian, because some people then still get these thoughts, especially the one that will be tell say not participate and still get the thought say the process not transparent, the process not credible. Which one they do as start SF for make sure say them people in day wanna change that mindset day and make them believe again in the process or get confidence say the process will be transparent.
Now we do so right now. Okay. Right? Now we do so, educate people, get them along, try to explain the processes, make them know how things in they go. Because the thing is, if you make everything as transparent as possible, suspicious are they. Alright? Even if suspicious then they will be very little. Alright? Open up the process as much as you can. Make people know every step of the way, every process, everything we do. Okay, make them know say that this you do. They will come on board certainly. So we try to do as much communication as possible. For this census, we have to do a very massive publicity. We go do town halls, we go do float parades, we go do Laudela vehicles at communities, we go do radio talk shows, we go do television talk shows. So many things in there we'll go do. Feet on the streets, we'll get all that stuff then for ensure say we do 360 communication all across board. Because the thing is, not everybody will listen radio, not everybody get television, not all might even get phone for go social media. Alright? So I like how we do massive social media campaign, you do radio campaign, you do TV campaign, you still get people in a village, so you not get none of them channels a day. Alright?
The money can for going on farm.
For going on farm. How you go touch base with them, pass you go get town halls. You meet them in communities, you talk to them, you explain to them. All of them things that they will need for do.
Okay.
Right? So we try as much as we can.
Okay, especially when I get out to reach areas they must really want to see when I go reach. Right?
Yes, we try of course out to each community is always there. Particularly then riverine areas, alright. Now how to each areas and then you go for Koski Valley again, side in Moyamba, side in Pujong, alright. We hard for really rich people and go take them for each year. You get far communities na Mongo, Faraba district, way going towards Guinea. So what do we do now that we incentivize with people, right? People who they employ and give the inspiration for them go and they say they go content. And the good thing is, and at the beauty and of digital census, nobody need for beat the system. Because the tablets you get that you earn, the application we did it, we do use for count. That application they open until you reach 10 meters away from that also for count. If you know each day, they open. And then tablet they get what we call GPS coordinates. Where they will tell who's you there at that particular point in time. So if we say if we go count na Mongo, if we go count na Kabbalah, if we go count na Kono, if we go count wherever if we go count, if you not go there we don't say you not go.
So that they monitor dandy.
We get data quality checks, data quality monitors where in our office real time, where they check all the enumerators for city locations For example, Ishmael, if them put you in a Lumley, all right, we first no say, we go to verify for no say, okay, Ishmael and Lumley them put that. But also Ishmael they during this point in time. If Ishmael, when they say an Lumley, when they see Ishmael na Eastern, and maybe na Eastern Ishmael they leave, we will say, Ishmael na Oside, he's not na Oside, and then they move.
And I get time for that day.
Of course, we get time over the check, all right? We assume say during the immigration process, every morning you forgo na your duty post for go count. Okay. So if after 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, we still see you na Eastern, we go call you Ishmael, what see they happen? If you don't feel, you understand? If you don't feel, okay. So we self get monitors where they check for ensure that the process go on. And by the way, last out in column, last census we get a toll free line. All right, we're going to continue to get a toll free line there as well for ensure we go open them up with the term which for ensure we get people them for actually the call and tell if they reach that area.
Okay, before we go for break, some people say, but this census they not come to me. Which you for city?
Okay, so two things possible. One, a possible say they actually count the person, but you don't know say they encounter. Because the thing is, with digital census, you don't need for daily for them continue. So like they come get a all man at the also now all line up begin count to now 1, 2 up to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 20. No. We don't they count to anymore.
Okay.
Now what will they do? Now one person will they ask for be a representative of everybody within at the house. So I make an ask with the ask who that then like this also that they sleep here and we get all the other demographic attributes for them people.
So man will say well not can I safe.
Well, now I make a say the thing is sometimes in Canada you host you know the a possible back. And in Canada person you host, you know that particular moment where in Canada you host. And you know means if you know they no go count, then go ask, then go count. Importantly, we also want to make people do this. The data we get, we not talk magicians for no say not 20 people in like this house. So man they underestimate in household, some man they overestimate in household. So for example, if you feel like say because maybe they're in a hurry, some people in Canada will say, me I'm busy right now, I can go do this, I can go work, I can go whatever they ask her. But how many people in like you sir? No, we not 2 people in no more there. We already maybe you not 10 people in there because you so there in a hurry. You say not 2 people in there. You don't left out 8 people. Where government for don't cater for. You understand? 8 people. You don't left out. So you dey underrepresent the population that you host. You dey underrepresent the development for Canada you household. You dey underrepresent the development for Canada your community because your household are part of that community. And you dey underrepresent the development for Canada your country as well.
Okay.
So we want let people then give we as much correct information as possible. We actually get detectors. We get ways how they train with enumerators for tell if somebody really not tell the truth, right? But the burden of telling the truth rests on the person who they ask. All right.
So I'll come back to you, Sam and Sumana, winner director of communications, Nastat SL. And you don't tell about the upcoming census we get for happening December 2025. You listen to TruTok Morning Show where they come to you on TruTok Radio 98.5 and also on the Facebook page TruTok FM. Well, me and Ishmael Saidukano, we have to go for the short break. Where we can continue with Sam and Sumana as they go left way before the program they done.
Every 10 years, Salon they conduct the decennial population.
Fellow citizens, on 8th August 2024, Statutory Instrument Number 8 of 2024 regarding the conduct of nationwide population and housing census was successfully laid in Parliament. On 29th August 2024, this statutory instrument became effective following 21 days from its laying. Therefore, in line with the decennial census calendar, I am pleased to announce that my government will conduct a nationwide population and housing census in 2025. Fellow citizens, you may recall that on the 27th November 2021, during my address to the nation regarding the launch of the 2021 midterm population and housing census, I mentioned that one of the key reasons for conducting the 2021 midterm population and housing census was to prepare for the decennial census. The data from this decennial census in 2025 will guide the implementation of various development programs, primarily the 2024-2030 Medium-Term National Development Plan, and our efforts to achieve the Global Sustainable Development Goals. This census will provide reliable baseline data to assess the impact of critical development interventions on both these guiding instruments with a contemporary deadline of 2030. Through statistical insights derived from this census, we will track our progress and identify challenges crucial to our national development agenda. Sierra Leone has a long history of conducting censuses, dating back to the earliest census in 1802 and followed by modern-day censuses in 1963, 1974, 1985, 2004, and 2015. With the upcoming decennial census scheduled for 2025, we will continue this legacy. Building on the success of the 2021 midterm population and housing census, we will leverage computer-assisted personal interviews for the 2025 population and housing census. My government will commit considerable financial and logistical resources to support this 2025 population and housing census. We will collaborate with our esteemed partners, such as the United Nations Population Fund, the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, the United States Census Bureau through USAID, and others, to ensure the success of this important national endeavor. Fellow citizens, I've been advised by the Minister of Planning and Economic Development on the state of preparedness for the 2025 population and housing census. In accordance with its functions, Statistics Sierra Leone shall have the general supervision and management in the conduct of the 2025 population and housing census. At this juncture, by the order made by the Statutory Instrument Number 8 of 2024, I now direct that a population and housing census of all inhabitants of Sierra Leone be conducted from the 2nd to the 15th December 2025. Therefore, I declare the night of 1st December 2025 as Census Night, and the 2nd December 2025 as the date for the commencement of a nationwide 2025 population and housing census for Sierra Leone. I thank you And may God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much. I'm glad for you that the census and meeting and I born meeting. I see we go make we know salon, we know the country, the secrets of every. We will know more about the people. How much people don't die, how much people they alive. So the census, I'm glad it's too much way we come on this year. Because that's when we did before. We're not lost. As this national ID card where they make, and you go there as census. So we take them. And you say that then we go more, we get more information from the national ID card. Also say yes, now this population, Sierra Leone Day, we get more than 1 million or more than 800 or more than 300 Sierra Leonean Day. Thank you very much. Census has a world for Tekamo. We are big. Not the politics, business, and for no how much we inside Sierra Leone. We're a citizen in Sierra Leone. World for Tekamo, we are big. The Sinakan family, we are in family. We're a Sierra Leone and we're a citizen in Sierra Leone. For no which is census from the first for no which in a census. We're not for take as politics. Not the politics this. For no which in a census. For long. For no how many how many day life. Yeah, for no that they don't come out by the time we will take 5 years but more for take them back like we will take us. Yeah? Not the politics business so saying a campaign this that no. Not in that line there. Yeah, this year they are big.
Well, census was several times, but it only witness the 1 million vote, and be good, but I not be get any info, like anything important for me. So like, I don't know what's in again, the next plan, that's all. The benefits, because the government know why making it one. Yeah, the government know why making it one. And I believe the government will put hand back on the way government official. Well, I advise me fellow Sierra Leoneans, whether young or I can say aged back in the and make we allow the government to play what's right. Understand? I believe everything understand.
Well, according to the census, because to me, understanding and waiting, I don't see most of the census is the way they happen at the country. They find out say opposition leaders they can bash at the census is there nobody know they try for accept. So let this be the best census way generally with the citizens and they expect. Make any you not happen again. May they use them for the good cause of the country and the best for making go develop salute. Because generally all census is there for when they grow up in this country. Nobody know they give for accept just because of some other political party not to gain a power. So they find out say anybody will come and they try for criticize the good work or waiting the next person they don't do. So me appeal now to the big one they, especially the one they will understand what they do. Because like the layman are street, they able to understand waiting and say any figure where they give it and then some man say where they counter in waiting no more he say and they don't counter na the country. You understand? Some man can even talk say me they not count me nobody no can place or anything, but they don't know they don't even know waiting they count me na the country. And government can say their statistics they give me now for developed salon. At the end of the day, some of their statistics they will see and say now some of the stronghold or the region where they promote and then they try for develop. And salon we all now one at this country, so we they try as best as possible. We are those see a better census. We go help salon and push salon forward. Say that they go do the best, and we expect the statistical general for do a better job this time, credible job, may using integrity. They say integrity, not the way everybody they watch you. Integrity, now when you on yourself, because until then they go serve as a legacy, make you grab begin self can't talk say inspire me do better job, you know, favor nobody. I believe that they go be the best for salon.
Welcome back to TruTok Morning Show, where it comes to you on TruTok Radio 98.5 FM and also now our Facebook page TruTok FM. Mina Ishmael Saidu can really bring come the program this morning. Now the studios are get with me Sam and Sumana. We na the communications director na Start SL, and we don't talk about the 2025 housing and population census we for happen inside December. And it only tell we the planning, the preparation we only put in place. Now let we talk about within what they expect from donor them, especially UNFPA. We know say them he also assists we camp census business. We within our una talk with them and for make sure say them come in.
Okay, so first and foremost, make us start with what the president in say.
Okay.
The president in speech say he call on UNFPA, United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, when they also support statistics and census across Africa, USAID, United States aid, or then he also called on United States Census Bureau, US Census Bureau, because they've been also in the support, and plenty other partners will come on board and embrace the census and support them. So normally, as you say, we would get censuses. UNFPA, we are the primary UN agency. We're responsible for censuses. They can actually get in contact with we, and we begin actually talk on the processes. All right. So we expect partners, UNFPA, UNECA, all the partners then for come on board and support the process. Because the thing is, I let government get all the money for spend by the census. I let government get all the money for spend by the census. The point that you still need partners where they provide technical support. Most of the technical competencies we not can get it in country. Alright, so we need for like importing. Alright. So we get partners that we can provide them. So that they normally can fund them, then they pay the expert the way they come, and they go pay for their lodging, and they go do all the other things the way they're supposed to be done, and also guide the process. So we expect UNFPA, we expect other funders to actually support the process. As always, we start engagements, we expect forget importantly, I feel for mention this. We actually expect forget the Development Partnership Committee meeting, DPAC, where they most times to mobilize resources. So at that meeting, partners then they come on board and show what they get for do. This partner go, okay, me this support I will provide, me $100,000 I will give, me $200,000.
Did they pledge?
Yeah, they can pledge. Like a conference or like a donors conference. Alright. Then this other person will say, well, me na technical support I dey provide, na this and this I go provide, na this area I go look at and all of that. So they expect to get that conference sooner as part of the processes for actually hearing from the partners then they can tell you what they're ready for do for the census, all right? Certainly we know so they will come on board for actually help, but we'll get that done. So again, we just try for talk to the partners then, make them support as much as they can, because like our government poor resources, we still need partners for international comparability of the census, so that at least the census will be comparable with other censuses in the world. You go hit the threshold and we'll get boxes and we'll check for other censuses.
So how then they can happen like for assessing results or the census results internationally? How they can do that?
Okay, so you get key milestones we meet for every census, right? So then you have a look at your cartographic mapping, all right? How end-to-end your cartographic mapping mean there, okay? Then you have a look at your pilot, then you have a look at your instruments, the questionnaire, how extensive it is, how other countries they questionnaire, they are your questionnaire, the module they will include, the key things that we actually do in the questionnaire and all of that. So now then benchmarks and then they look for measure against what's in the happen internationally. Alright. They're not gonna say census are the one whole world, where they do censuses, they cover health modules, children's modules, education, economy. The UN census are just local things that you cover. So they be benchmark internationally. Because the one way they come, that census data, mind you, government get for user, partners they get for user, educational institutions and get for user for do research. Plenty of people get for user. So if they internationally, if it be internationally comparable, it's within a look for it.
Okay, so like the questionnaire we can ask people what's really in the inside the questionnaire?
Good, very good question. Very good question. So the questionnaire they get modules where we actually where we compound, like where you try for small enough, you try for tight enough, reduce them, put it into the questionnaire, different modules. So first of all, we get basic demographic questions. Demographic questions are like questions about your age, your name, your name, whether your name, whether your age, your location, your sex, your race, whether you're black, you're African American, you're Caucasian, you're white, it depends. Your race, all them things they your street, where you live, they are demographic, basic demographic questions. Then we can ask questions now, drill down on the respective modules. For example, now we can to livelihoods at the host, employment. What are the host we actually they work? What side they work? What's in the earnings? Then are the socio-economic. What's in the earnings? Okay. The school picking them. What are they go school? Who's formed them? The college and the other they go college. Who's formed them? Now the educational module. Okay. As I say, you can see the module where the kinds are different modules.
The question are
plenty questions where really they ask people for cover a wide array of modules. But because now digital sensors, we get skip patterns where the tablets they allow. The skip patterns are for skip some questions were not relevant to some people. So if I be paper they use now, some question in the way whether it's relevant or not, you must go down till you reach to her. Now for the digital sensors, question in the way not relevant to some people, where you go ask them. You understand? So for example, if you ask if you go in a household, all right, this person tell you say you the ask is speaking, you tell you say you hold 10 years, all right, you don't go ask about childbirth, we hold 10 years, okay? So the skip pattern, and also that you enter the person in age, you say age 10, say at age 10 that person no go don born pikin. So they go to questions we get for do with fertility again or childbearing again. We go ask so how much pikin you get, always school picking and they go this and that. So instantly you don't say that person I name this and age this. As he pick the age up, he don't say no. Because this person did at this age bracket to this age bracket, reach it, let's skip them. All they are not relevant to her. So they go straight to the other question, the way relevant to the person. So now the beauty and of digitization, alright? You get skip where the tablet they do based on you kind of, and the kind of person you be, and that kind of stuff.
Now you say 80 to 120 households.
Yeah.
Within that 2 week period, it's possible for let them cover that number there.
Yes.
And let we say per household, which now they anticipate will be the time we the enumerator will take for do one household.
Okay, so first of all, you ask about whether they were able for cover during the 2 week period. We dey expect say they will cover during the 2 week period. But then we always get provision for doing mopping up, just in case places where they're not rich. You understand? But we dey expect say with the kind of the large area of people we employ, we dey expect to be able to get everybody, for be counted during that period. Peradventure, we don't get the kind of coverage we want during the 2 weeks. We always get mopping up working.
Okay.
You understand where people will go and count and place this thing. You understand where we enumerators and supervisors probably not reach. You understand? Okay. So coming to the time frame per household for asked question per household. Now mind you that 2 weeks. Now one enumerator get for cover 120 households, 80 to 120 households in that 2 weeks period. So normally we need to expect, because of digital census, we need to expect a questionnaire for we need to expect administering a questionnaire for last more than 10 minutes.
Okay.
We need to expect them for last more than 10 minutes like every household. You understand? Because again, now we go for the pilot for test how long it take for actually administer one questionnaire, because people will get bored. If you ever can't sit somebody down for 1 hour just for ask some questions, it will get bored. You understand? So we get a feeling say we can able for also fix our day in such a way that at the end of the day, it will be a win-win for everybody, for we as well as the respondents who they ask questions.
Okay, now when I don't anticipate, for example, we only say 7.5 million people. When I don't anticipate whether we reach 10 million or 8 million or 9 million. When I get any.
Okay, so we can do projections.
Yes, projections.
Yes, we can do projections. Every census after the next census, after the census, you do a projection for see based on the trend. Alright? Usai population go day. But projection are projection, not to actual. If we want for depend on projection, we need to do counting.
Yes.
You understand? So projection are just projection. So the last census, what we do 2015 for us, we project say by 2020, by 2025, when this one will come 2025, we project say the population gonna move from that 7 million, right? We've been there 7.3 million or so, so something like 9 million.
Okay.
That be the projection. When we do the census in 2050, we realize that the population there at 7.5 million still. Alright? So we still get that projection in mind, say the population will be somewhere around 8.5 to 9 million. Okay. But then in a projection, it can be under, it can be over. The actual for go and go count people, and you will get the exact population.
Okay, so when I get any plans for work with the universities, especially for get people and they for do on our data collection.
Yeah. So most often than not, interesting for make us say this. When we can do surveys, majority of the people that we do surveys are students. I think for obvious reasons, because they college, they want to do part-time job and all of that. So now then, I would tell you say 80 to 85% of people when they do survey work are students. You understand? So we certainly they on board with the universities, and once they get the requisite qualification.
Okay. So as we wrap up the program now, how honest on official people can give on her information, because I don't know if at times you get people who will just give some kind of answer way on our enumerators, they maybe go say, well, this not true. So how not can anticipate say this person has tweet the talk or not to tweet the talk?
Okay, so we get mechanisms where we get means by which we train we enumerators and supervisors. For tell is somebody they tell, for detect is somebody they tell a lie. but I know we can explain and if I explain like they arm you the opponents.
Yes.
Huh? You go first war, yeah, you already don't begin tell the opponent what you get for do. You understand? So you begin counter, they begin first strategy for counter. But again, make I say this. The onus for give the right question, for make the data be accurate. That burden they rest on the respondents, the people who they ask. Because again, I go emphasize, we not get magic, we're not magicians. For tell say this person are the right answer they give or are the wrong answer they give. Because say what you made, the person ain't getting us. You understand? We expect and say that I forgive the most accurate information, but I household the way. You understand? How many people in the household, how many people in the same pot and all. I forgive you. And so with the big people then, do ya when we enumerators and supervisors and can you us for can court. Give them some time. Give them small time. So at least they go talk to you. And importantly, give them the right answers to the question the way they will ask you. Not say you want for add from people the way that you also say you feel like say I ain't gonna make more food can you host. Not say you want for reduce because you feel like say you don't get time. You understand? You know after all you know important. We know say for every process we go to call apathy. Apathy now people are not interested in any process. Some people are just apathetic to any process. Alright? Whether na elections, whether na census, you know just one mix. You get any people in there, they're not just one mix. Even the advanced countries of the world, people in there, they're not one day votes, they're not one day consent, they're not just they and they say me are not they part of this process. Yes. So you get any kind of people in there, but we still the big. Do ya in as much as Sunday even they available. No talk no like make una doors open to educators and supervisors, make them count as much people as possible. Right, so go get the accurate population figures for say.
So they wrap up now.
Go be
any last word?
Well, the last one I think they for do with the people. This census now we census. Census are the largest statistical undertaking in any country. We they ask people, we the big people, the media, civil society, politicians, political parties. All right. The general people and the communities, local councils, ministries, departments, and agencies, make everybody come on board. Then we support the census. That one green salon we get, and a one green census we get, we will reflect one population of this country, right? So then we all come on board. So we will get a census. We will be internationally acceptable, and at the end of the day, we all will be proud to say. This na salon and at the census this will get to reflective of the total population and all the other facilities within the country. Alright? And make I also make this before we go. Where they count people, those are just nationals of Sierra Leone. So census they capture nationals as well as non-nationals.
So everybody will inside the country.
Everybody will sleep inside salon on the census night and they contact. Then we know that day.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sam and Sumana. We joining the program.
Thank you very
much.
And
we believe so we'll get you as time they go on so that you can give you updates. Because we get long term for 14 months.
We get plenty communication for the camera.
Yes, thank you so much for joining the program. Well in Sam and Sumana and the Director of Communications, now starts SL. We don't talk lengthily about the 2025 housing and population census we for take place between December 2nd and the 15th. Well, we'll get for the get some as you don't tell una now so for the give you updates. We want for tell una thank you. We watch you on Facebook and now we listen we on 98.5 to Talk Radio. Don't forget Seminar Ishmael Saidukanu and thank you to the production team, Frida and the technical team as well. We put the program together. Till we meet tomorrow again 8 a.m. Me and Ishmael Saidukanu. Stay blessed. Goodbye.